everyone, this is Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and we are doing a full moon in Aquarius tarot and oracle reading. And it's for those who are called to actually take in this reading's message. So let's get started. Just do a couple of cards. We're just going to throw some cards, and we're working with the New Era Elements Tarot and the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. Alright, Spirit, so for this full moon in Aquarius, what do we need to focus on? What's going on here? We have the Adjustment card, it's called, but I believe traditionally it is the Judgment, or is it Justice? Not Judgment, excuse me. Justice. And then we have the Moon. Let's see if there's anything else. Of Fire. Okay, I'm just going with 3 cards for now. We'll get 3 oracle cards. Oh, thank you, Spirit. That's right away. High Priestess, harness mystic power during this time. What else? Thank you, Spirit. Oh. 2 of them. Broken Arrow, embrace the energy of peace. And Fire Guardian, ignite your passions. So I find it just like suited for each, right? So we have the Father of Fire. Fire Guardian, ignite your passions during this time period. And this time period would be generally August 15th is for the full moon in Aquarius. And then we had the Broken Arrow with the Moon. Embrace the energy of peace during this time. This is a time of peace and harmony. Sorry, I got all sorts of boxes and tarot boxes around. And then the first card that jumped was the Justice card traditionally, but it's called Adjustment, and it's number 8 in this deck. And then we have High Priestess, harness mystic power. All right, so let's talk about that. The Adjustment, the Justice. There is a sense of great justice happening right now. We are in the midst of it, even in the minute of our life, like the mundane at work, to the great things that are going on collectively, to the things that where we're hearing about suicides, to we're hearing about lots of different things going on collectively. But in our little world, in our sphere, we are harnessing our mystic power during this time. We're recognizing that there are forces that are out of our control, karmic forces that are out of our control. But what we can do is to reclaim the power of now. Our mystical, magical power is in right here, right now. So the things that we do in this time period, in this glorious full moon in Aquarius, is going to be very powerful and have very long range, far-reaching manifestational tentacles in our future. And that's exciting. That's exciting. So basically everything that we're planting now, doing right now in this moment, we're going to see many fruits bear from what we have planted during this time period. It's a great time of immense changes, energetically speaking. Justice, divine justice happening. And we just don't have any control over that. But what we do have control is over ourselves and over what we think and what we do in our moment, in our power moment. And so that's awesome. Why don't we, for the High Priestess, I'm just out of curiosity, High Priestess 42. Just curious to see if there's anything that pops up here. Aligned with the light and focus on all things positive during this time period. And I would have to agree with this message for the guidebook. Let's see. You are a mystic with the capacity to connect with energies that go beyond the human senses. Within you is a force of magic that is directed by your will. There is an opportunity for you to rise up at this time, but it requires dedication and discipline. You are being guided to look at what you are working on or at the situation before you and determine where your priorities lie. If you are unable to figure that out, you must use your intuition and discernment to focus on what will bring you closer to your goal and the happiness of everyone involved. When this card arrives, it's also important for you to check in with your intuition, as it will give you guidance that will be important for your growth. Wow. And so, yeah, this is, remembering our power, remembering we may have to make adjustments, we may have to shift and move and step back and move forward, but everything that we're doing right now is having far-reaching consequences, and we want to be on the good side of that. And so everything that we're planting now needs to feel positive, feel good, and that's what you should be focusing on planting at this time. Now, in terms of the Moon card, it's interesting that we're doing a full moon in Aquarius, and then we get the Moon card. And the Moon card, normally when it's like a new moon, or it's, new moon, for example, it's really dark, it's murky, everything is new, you're not quite sure of what's going on. With a full moon, the shadows are a little, they're not as dark. You're able to see a lot. A lot of things are illuminated during this time in the next couple of days. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for what was once in the dark coming to light. And that information that you get that came to light will be very helpful for you. At times it could feel like, wow, did I really need to go through this right now? Did I really need to have this happen? Well, yes, because it's all part of your journey. We have the broken arrow. Embrace the energy of peace during this time. So there will be something illuminated with this full moon. But what's important is with the full moon, is to do a releasing ritual, to think about what you can forgive, who you can forgive, and maybe writing out on what you're energetically releasing and letting go and moving on and moving forward in peace. And it's really helpful because, again, you want to have your vibration higher level, high vibing energy, right? So it's not going to serve you to stay mired in negative emotions, feeling unforgiving, unwilling to compromise. It won't help. And so it's important to embrace the energy of peace during this time period, as things will come to light with this full moon. And the full moon asks that, since this is now at a full moon and we're going to now go to a period of waning, it is now time to look at what needs to be released. And clearly negativity is something that needs to be released. Let's take a quick look at the guidebook for the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. This is for the broken arrow. I'm gonna pass it up. I like this deck. The only time I really get to use it is when I'm doing my Rebel Soul reading. So, had a nice look at it now. Broken arrow. Where are you? 120. Let go of the need to defend yourself and prepare to offer peace. You are safe. And so that's what I was talking about before, is that instead of just like trying to be combative about the whole thing, it's just like, how can I infuse peace into the situation? How can I infuse love into the situation? How can I reduce the chance of conflict? What can I do to diffuse this situation? And definitely working on forgiveness is something that will help all involved. And it says, if you have been exposed to a situation in which you have felt the need to protect yourself or defend what you feel is right, know that this is now coming to an end. With the arrival of the broken arrow card, you are being guided to know that the energies of light are entering to wash away all the darkness. You can drop your shields and protection. You are now in a situation that will honor you and honor your needs. Arguments are ending and disagreements are being resolved. Prepare to talk things through and offer the peace that you would like to enjoy. In order to move forward in a more fearless way, it's important for you to let go of the idea that you can be hurt by the situation or the people involved, because this will only work against you. Know that your angelic guides and ancestors are standing around you, protecting you and taking you lovingly forward. Love that. It's beautiful. I need to tell my husband to... He doesn't realize he's like standing... Babe! Oh, my bad. Sorry, guys. Doesn't really lend itself to a very soothing atmosphere when someone's talking hell loud. Okay, so finally we have the Father of Fire. Traditionally the King of Wands, King of Fire, Father of Fire, and then it was Fire Guardian, Ignite Your Passions. So this is about going, being your creative, fun self, going after what it is that you really want to have be birth and manifest in your life at this time. It's time to stop just sitting on the sidelines, watching other people live their life. It's time for you to get into the game, get into doing the projects you've been wanting to put out there, getting back into working on books, working on projects, working on blogs and vlogs, becoming a YouTuber, starting your own business. It is time, and this is the time to do it. I cannot emphasize that enough. I was called to do a full moon in Aquarius reading, and I think it's because it's super important that you all hear that when it's the more powerful times of the year to consider trying to manifest what it is you're trying to manifest. But this is all a mesh, right? We've talked about adjustment with this card, with the traditional Justice card, with the High Priestess, of harnessing your mystical power. Your mystical power is now. It is always in the now. So your mystical power is your mind, your creative mind of being able to, think of, download ideas that you have you co-mingled with spirit. You guys have had a little thing where you almost feel like it was planted in your head, but it's a beautiful process, right? And so you're harnessing that, you're harnessing your power, you're realizing that I can be positive or I could be negative. I can be ferociously a fighter and not unyielding and not willing to compromise, not really to forgive and stay in that energy, or I can lighten that load, do some forgiveness work, release some negative energies, and move up and move forward. And, that's powerful medicine, powerful advice. Thank you, Spirit. And then finally, you've got to ignite your passions now. Now is the time, more than anything. The Aquarius, in terms of the full moon in Aquarius, is a very aloof, very aloof sign, so to speak. But But what's great about the Aquarius sign is the powerful manifestation of the mind, and how Aquarians are really tapped into the power of the mind. And so that is what the gift of this particular full moon offers us. It gives us an opportunity to really manifest things that we had long since didn't think could happen, but can happen with this particular full moon. So that's exciting. I'm excited to see that. Let's look at the Fire Guardian to close out the reading. Let's see, that is page 100. And let's see. Connect with your desires. The sparks could lead to something beautiful. I'm just reading excerpts too from the guidebook. And this is from the extended message for this card. You are being guided by your angels to connect with the powerful energy of desire at this time. If you have recently set an intention to explore your sexual side or become more sexually open, the fire of desire can burn away any old setbacks that are preventing you from expressing that part of your nature. If you are in a relationship, this card can indicate a great spiritual and sexual connection. And yes, this is speaking to sexual connections. And certainly the Father of Fire is one that I think of, someone who's very virile and sexy and attractive, and you just can feel the fire and chemistry. That also is definitely going on with this full moon in Aquarius. But I also get a strong sense that this is speaking also about your passions, your ambitions, your drive, your desire, your goals, all of that fire in your belly is ready to now erupt like a volcano and burst onto the scene and be out into the world. Are you going to stifle that and keep it down and keep it where it's just like wanting to burst but it can't? Or are you going to finally this week let it burst and step into your personal power, step into who you are meant to be? The choice is yours. The choice is yours. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. So much love and many blessings. I'll see you all in the next video.